Alright, Joe here, welcome back to We Need to Talk. Of course, this is the show that looks at football on the internet over the past 7 days. 7 days that's seen me convince Phil Foden to dye his hair blonde. Kind of. Didn't quite get it right, but I was so close. I wonder whether or not you could pull off that sort of Aguero blonde locks. I reckon that's what we should go for next, the sort of spiked Aguero.
I could give it a go,
look.
but I don't think it would suit me. But I could give it a go if that's what the people want.
Manchester United opening contract talks with one of their star players. Come on.
I'm told today that Manchester United have opened talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract.
And, well, this isn't exactly from this week, but this bloke, close to becoming the new Tottenham Hotspur boss.
This is the most joyful press conference I've ever had. They are waiting to see me. They would love to see me.
Anyway, today we need to talk about Euro 2020. Okay, lads, it is time. You boys got last week, and I think the week before's video, over the 5,000 like barrier, which means today is a Euro 2020 prediction special. Now, whilst we're on the topic of likes, hit the like button right now, and I guarantee you, Sunday's episode of Sunday Vibes will be back in a pub. We'll shoot it on location. I'm absolutely buzzing for it, so hit the like button right now. Anyway, the Euros kicks off this evening, doesn't it? Hallelujah! We've got an international football tournament about to start. I am buzzing. So today's video is going to be split into two key parts. Firstly, I'm going to be using the Euro 2020 predictor to try and predict all of the outcomes in the groups, round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and the eventual winner. It's pretty much impossible, but I'm going to give it a good go. After that, I've managed to collate every single member of Football Daily's predictions for Euro 2020. So I've got winner, best player, golden boot, wonder kid, dark horse, flop from all of them. So we're going to react to them and have a little look what everyone's gone for. Okay, so let's get into this. You can see in front of me, I've got the tournament predictor. If you want to do it as well, by the way, it is just on the UEFA website or something like that. I don't know what it is. We're going to go through the groups. Let's not mess about because this is going to take ages otherwise. Starting in Group A, I've been back in Italy as dark horses. I think they win this group pretty comfortably. Mancini's got them bopping it around, hasn't he? The Turks have looked really strong, haven't they? A lot of people putting them as the dark horse. Some people might be having them in and around that first place. It's a little bit of a surprise package to beat Italy, but I'm going to stick with Italy first. I think they're on a 29-game unbeaten streak. Turkey second. Switzerland or Wales. You know what? Wales always seem to turn up at the Euros, don't they? I remember back to Euro 2016 when Gareth Bale was doing a madness, so I'm going to stick Gareth Bale's Wales in third, and the Swiss bringing up the rear of Group A. Alright, we're moving on to Group B then. There's no doubt about this one. Belgium will be topping it. I can see Romelu Lukaku being top goal scorer in this tournament. Look at this group. Russia, Denmark, Finland. People could be getting pastings in this group. Having said that, Denmark, the squad's not too bad, and Christian Eriksen has found some form towards the back end of the season. So I'm going to put them in second. I'll go Russia in third, and Timu Pukki. Will he come back to bite me yet again? Probably. But I'm putting them in fourth. Moving on to Group C then. This is one of the harder groups to call, I think. In fact, this might be the hardest group to call a winner from, because the Netherlands have just been so underwhelming under Frank de Boer. They've been awful at times. Memphis Depay, I still think he'll drag them to the top of this group, but I can't see them being brilliant. This is going to be a tough one. I will go the Netherlands top. I think the Ukraine might do okay here under Shevchenko. Second. Do you know what? This is where I'm going to put in my shocker. I think North Macedonia third, Austria fourth. North Macedonia might surprise a few people, I think. Watch this space. Watch them now get battered 10-0 in every single game. Alright, we're moving down to England's group for the Euros then. England are going to top this group. I'm backing the boys. It's coming home. God, if we don't top this group, we're in trouble. Second place, I think, is up for grabs. I think Czech Republic have some really, really top players at the moment. So I might go for the Czech Republic in second, I think. Croatia, I'm not convinced about. I can see Croatia having a bit of a whiff this tournament. And I say this ahead of Sunday, which is definitely going to come back to bite me on the arse. I'm going to go Croatia bottom, Scotland third. I think this might be another little shot. Croatia aging out. If England give them a bit of a pasting on Sunday, dent in the confidence. The Scots have actually got a pretty decent team. The midfield's not too bad. They're playing Tierney as one of the sort of left-sided centre-backs. Robertson outside of him. I think they're okay. So I'm going to go England, Czech Republic, Scotland, Croatia. That's a bit of a shocker. Group E then. I still think Spain top this group. I know that people have been putting them in their flops, but I still think Spain have got an immensely talented unit. I know that COVID has absolutely crippled them, and it's only affected 2 players, but it's crippled them in terms of they've had to train in bubbles of 8. They've not been able to socialise at all. The preparation for this tournament has been an absolute disaster. Nevertheless, if the midfield of Thiago, Koke, Rodri, Laporte at the back, Ferran Torres going forward, Morata, can't get out of this group, then they should be ashamed. I think I'll go for Sweden in second. I'm backing Alexander Isak to step up in Zlatan's absence. Poland in third. I reckon they might be one of the better third place qualifiers though. Robert Lewandowski might score some goals in this group. He's only scored 2 at international tournaments. At actual international tournaments, obviously scored loads for Poland. But Slovakia bringing up the rear of Group E. Group F, here we go then. The group of death. I think the French top it. I'd be surprised if the French don't top this group. Having said that, they weren't great in the groups when they won the World Cup, were they? They were slightly boring at times. Nevertheless, Portugal in second. I'm backing that front line to get the business done. Slightly concerned at the lack of centre-backs they've taken. Only 3 centre-backs in the Portugal squad. But what a squad it is. João Cancelo, Guerreiro as fullbacks. Bruno in the midfield. Cristiano, João Felix going forward. Andre Silva coming off the bench. Bernardo Silva. That team is special. I'm going them second. Germany third, who I think might be quite disappointing this Euros. Finished bottom of the World Cup, of course, in 2018 in their group. And haven't been brilliant in the Nations League. We're okay in qualifying, but obviously lost recently at home 2-1 to North Macedonia. Hungarians are going to be bringing up the rear of Group F. Predict the 4 third best placed teams. Okay, so Germany and Poland, I think, will be definitely in there. I think the Welsh might sneak through, and I think the Scots might sneak through. I've gone quite home nation biased here, and I can already see the comments kicking off. I don't care. I can see you writing below, these predictions stink. Of course they do. I'm rubbish at predictions. All right, we're into the round of 16 now. Belgium, I think, have too much for Poland there. Again, Romelu Lukaku, I think. This is why I'm backing him as golden boot. This run could really set him up. The group was really easy. Poland potentially is a round of 16 opponent. I think Italy go through against Ukraine. Roberto Mancini has got them playing ball, like I said, and the Ukrainians will cause them problems. But that midfield of Jorginho, Verratti and Barrea, I think, is very solid and will get the job done. France to beat Wales quite comfortably. I think Kylian Mbappe get a goal there. Czech Republic, Sweden's a tough one to call, I might just go for the Swedes to beat the Czechs there. Again, quite a tight game. Spain versus Scotland. I think Spain will have too much for Scotland there. I really do. Scotland will cause teams problems in the midfield by pure dogged work from John McGinn. Scott McTominay at the back is going to be a nightmare. But Spain, despite the dodgy preparation, still have some excellent ballers. I'm backing Aymeric Laporte to have a massive impact on this side. They go through. England to beat Portugal. I'm calling it now. Revenge for the penalty shootout. Revenge for Cristiano Ronaldo's wink. Harry Kane goals. Jack Grealish goals. Portugal to crash out surprisingly early. Netherlands versus Germany. I back the Germans to win that game. As I said earlier, I really don't like this Frank de Boer Netherlands side. I think it's all over the place, and I could see it crashing out the groups, to be honest with you. But no, I've said they'll go through, and Germany will beat them. And then Turkey. Everybody's been talking about Turkey. Really think Burak Yilmaz is going to have a very good tournament. The backline's pretty decent. I'm going to put them to go through against Denmark. Let's go back up to the quarterfinals then. And Belgium will beat Italy. I think Italy, despite the renaissance work from Roberto Mancini, won't have enough against Romelu Lukaku. Kevin De Bruyne will be fully fit at that stage. I think they've got probably one of the best goalkeepers in the tournament as well in Thibaut Courtois. So I think that side, the only way Italy can get them is if they if they get balls in behind that ageing backline. You know, the left side of Belgium's side is pretty weak, especially if they play Torgan Hazard as a left wing back and have to play Vertonghen as a left centre back. That could be exposed, you know, if they choose to play Chiesa out as a right winger under Mancini. But I'm going Belgium. I'm going France to beat Sweden. Obvious reasons. Don't really need to hang around on the France-Sweden prediction because I think France are going all the way to the final. Kind of giving away my semi-final pick there. England versus Spain. I think England have got too much for Spain there. I really, really do. I just think England's depth of forward players is going to come back to bite a lot of these major sides like Spain. Despite the fact Aymeric Laporte's in there, if they play Llorente as a right back, Alba as a left back potentially, if Busquets still recovering from COVID, he'll obviously be the captain because it goes down in caps, doesn't it, in Spain? So I'm backing England to beat Spain, Germany to beat Turkey. Am I backing Germany to beat Turkey? I think this could be a shocker on the cards here. This could be a shocker on the cards. Germany to beat Turkey then. Serge Gnabry, the best goals to game ratio of any player at the Euros for his country. The backline's a little bit dodgy, but the midfield is just ridiculous. You know, Gundogan, Goretzka, Toni Kroos. They're going to have to play Kimmich as a right back. So let's put England versus Germany. It's very tasty, isn't it? France v Belgium. This could be a stunning semi-final. And I think France still have too much in that one. Belgium's defence to be exposed, the ageing defence to be exposed by the young pace of Kylian Mbappe. N'Golo Kante to do what he did against Kevin De Bruyne in the Champions League final and just totally isolate him. I can see that happening. England, Germany. England to have way too much for the Germans. That backline of Hummels and Rudiger to get exposed. Harry Kane, goals. Phil Foden, goal. If you haven't realised by this stage, I am being extremely biased to England. You know, I'm hopeful. The closer the tournament gets, the more I think it's coming home. England to beat Germany in the semis. A final of France versus England. England shock winners over France on penalties in the final. They've been practicing their penalties for months. My shock winners of the Euros will be England beating France in the final. And those were the routes to it. It's coming home. All right then, as you've just seen, I predicted England to win the Euros. But here are the rest of Football Daily's predictions. So as you can see, I've got it laid out in front of me here. Got the names down the left-hand column around here. Then we've got winner, best player, golden boot, best young player, dark horse, biggest flop. Christopher Hamill has gone for the French as his winner, as has Doogie. Lots of French flags in here. George, Obaseki, Sonny, all predicting France as winners. Me, Zach and Mikey McCubbin thinking with our hearts over our heads, going for England. Henry, the outside shout, Portugal. Now I think I said Portugal go out in my predictions. I said Portugal crash out at the round of 16 to England in my predictions. Henry has gone for them as his winner here. So that's one to keep your eye on. Best player, there's lots of Frenchmen here. We've got Hamill Mbappe, Doogie Mbappe, Zach Mbappe, McCubbin Mbappe, and there's also some Kantes. I personally think it's going to be N'Golo Kante. I think if he wins the Euros, obviously he already won the Champions League, he stands a great shot at winning the Ballon d'Or, as Luka Modric did in 2018. So me, George, Oba, Sonny, all backing Kante for player of the tournament. Henry, Bruno Fernandes. An interesting shout there. Obviously scored a couple stunners this week. Is going to be a vital player for the Portuguese. And Henry's picked them as his team to win it. So if they do win it, undoubtedly Bruno would have played a big role. I'm not convinced about this one. I have to say I'm not convinced. I think Bruno will play games and will be a key component. But is he going to overshadow a Cristiano Ronaldo? If Cristiano Ronaldo wins the Euros again with Portugal, will he not automatically become the best player? I think that's more likely. Okay, golden boot time then. Hamill's gone for Harry Kane, as has Zach Oba. Not massively surprising, golden boot at the World Cup. Top goal scorer in the Premier League, probably amongst the 3 best strikers at the tournament, or 4 best strikers at the tournament. You know, Kylian Mbappe, Robert Lewandowski, and Romelu Lukaku. Doogie's gone for Mbappe. I've gone for Romelu Lukaku. As I said in my predictor, the group is a piece of piss. The route to the semi-finals is not massively strenuous. I think he will have an explosive tournament. McCubbin and George have both gone for Lewandowski. Lewandowski, that's such a rogue pick in my opinion. At best, I see Poland finishing 3rd place in their group and getting knocked out by Belgium. I don't see any route beyond that. So Lewandowski scoring plenty of goals would be a surprise to me, especially seeing as classically he's struggled at international tournaments. As I said earlier, he's only scored 2 goals at international tournaments. Best young player, Hamill's gone for Pedri in the midfield. I was fairly keen to put Pedri, but I just don't think he's going to get the minutes over Koke, Rodri, Thiago midfield. Doogie's gone for Chiesa. Maybe slightly optimistic there, in my opinion, but he is going to be one of the vital players for Mancini, especially given his versatility. I've gone for Mount. Zach's gone for Mount. I think that's because he's going to play nearly every minute of every game, in my opinion. He's going to be Southgate's go-to man in the midfield. He's coming off the back of a stunning season with Chelsea. His set-piece delivery is going to be really crucial for England. And we usually score lots of set-piece goals. If he creates a lot of goals from set pieces, maybe nicks 1 or 2 and leads us from the midfield, I think he will be the best young player at the tournament. McCubbin's gone for Bellingham. It's a rogue shout. I would be close to picking Bellingham as well, but I'm just not convinced he'll play enough minutes. A bit like Pedri, I think if Henderson's fit, Southgate's going to pick him. George has gone João Felix. Again, I think that's a bit risky. I'm not sure he's a guaranteed starter for this Portugal side, given the depth they've got in that front line. And I don't see them progressing massively deep in this tournament in my head. Maybe I'll be wrong. Obba's gone Mount. Henry's gone Bellingham. Sonny's gone Phil Foden. Gone for the Gaza. And I hope to God Sonny, Henry, McCubbin, me or Zach are right here, because if any of those players pop, England will go deep. Dark horses, Hamill's gone for Turkey. George has gone for Turkey. Sonny's gone for Turkey. The squad is extremely good. Henry's gone for Denmark, which I think is rogue. I've gone for Italy. Doogie's gone for Italy. Obba's gone for Italy. Obviously, we've spoken about that already. That Mancini revigoration of Italy has been incredible. The squad is really, really talented. They're playing nice football. They're on a fantastic run of form. I'm backing the Italians to go deep. And McCubbin's gone Poland to surprise a few. That's probably why he's picked Lewandowski in there. I'm guessing McCubbin doesn't think they'll finish 3rd in the group like me. Biggest flop, we've got Hamill predicting the Netherlands. I think he might well be right there. I also think they're going to be really, really poor. Spain, lots of Spanish flags, which, you know, Doogie's picked them, Zach's picked them, George has picked them, Obba's picked them. The squad is still really good. If the COVID situation doesn't affect them, I think the squad is maybe even being underrated at this stage, given that 4 people have put them in the biggest flop category. I've put Croatia down there. I just think they're going to be really, really average. The squad is aging, and I'm not sure they get out of the group, to be honest with you. Given that they were World Cup finalists in 2018, I think they might have regressed massively. Henry clearly agrees with me, and Sonny has gone for Belgium. Don't know why he's picked Belgium, because I think they're going to do really well at this tournament. The current world #1 ranking, at a piss-easy group, a very, very solid front line and midfield. I'm not too sure I agree with Sonny, but what do you guys think of Football Daily's predictions? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. As I said earlier, 5,000 likes and we're back in the pub on Sunday. Please get this video to 5,000 likes. The dog won't stop barking next door. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.